There's a lot of spirits on this property. There's a lot. All right, day 3. Back on Greystone. This time we have both of our mics working. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty the last one. And we are at one of the cellar holes. So yesterday, or the other day, we were back there. There's that massive tree. The golf course. And then now this is across the street. And Steve ended up determining that the pipe that he kept digging up, which we didn't show all of them, was a whole irrigation system that looks like was going to each of the, or many of the different holes on the golf course.
Yeah, I don't know if it was an irrigation system, so to speak, but
right.
But providing water to the greens so that they could keep the greens green.
So we're thinking at some point we're going to follow some of those, because his metal detector was pretty clear on picking them up in like a straight line, and see if we can actually, depending on the denseness of the woods, if we can go to one of the greens that it actually potentially watered. It's hot.
Yeah, we're going to try to follow the line.
But this is the...
But this
now, I wouldn't think that this was a cellar hole.
Well, I'm not positive that it is. I mean, it could have been, but it's, I don't know, it kind of...
Yeah, we're kind of going on the map that we have and the layout of the land that shows on paper. This is just a hand-drawn map, too.
Well, being that we found that button over there.
Yeah.
That was an old button. Late 17, early 1800s. It would almost make sense to me that this was here way before the golf course was even. The golf course was here in the 1930s. So this, I'm guessing, would have been here in the late 17, early 1800s, and maybe that was this could have been the barn, and the house over there, and the barn, whichever.
Yeah, that was a cool find yesterday. That just goes to show, though, the different layers that are on a property.
Well, that's just it, because we were coming here with the intentions of maybe finding some signs of the old golf course.
Yeah.
And then the first thing we found was the
button, which
the
was
dandy
right
button
over here.
And then in noticing this here, made me think that we better do this area pretty thoroughly, because this may have been, and then we will explore more on the golf course side. And also learning that Colonel Pierce's place marked on the little map we have was actually more of an outhouse or a pit stop for the golfers. So we're not sure what we'll find over there any more than the nails, but the nails gave a sign that it could have been there, and who knows?
We'll see what we find today.
I don't know.
Small, whatever it is.
Don't know if it's a piece of like buckshot from a shotgun. Yeah, it's very jumpy, but I can get over there. Only because there's not much else around. Piece of iron.
Sign of something.
Piece of a hoe or something.
So we're back across the street. Over here is where those 4 holes that we showed earlier, where the water tower was. And here's a little surface find of either like an oil can or a little water can. It's kind of cool. Yeah, so I'm like kind of in that spot. But there's back here, it's so dense in there though. So this is all the golf course. And I can hear 2 ladies back there. They're giggling and I can't hear them clearly, but I can hear their voices. Like, it feels like they're quite a ways back. So I can put myself there. I can visualize where they are. The lodge is way up ahead. Just trying to figure out how to get in there. There might be a clearing though, because if you can see up there the trees. So I may have to try to go out on the road and then go in that way. Catch up with Steve. I could see where you could easily get turned around in the woods. Oh, what's it gonna be? Let's be something promising.
Wow.
Oh, what is that?
I don't know.
A piece of coal?
I don't think so.
No, I wouldn't ring.
It almost looks like a nut or a, I mean, it's kind of, or the top of a bolt, broken off bolt or something.
Huh.
Definitely just iron or steel.
like the map that we have. That's just a part of it. When we get back home, we're gonna print it out so it'll be easier to look at. Oh, sweet. Ooh, that's a little one.
Baby one.
So, how long were ox shoes in existence?
I honestly don't know, but I mean, definitely they were the pre-tractors, you know what I mean? So,
well, that makes me think of that's here before the that's here before the golf course.
Yeah, and that's just
the
a weird thing
because
this is just like randomly in the woods.
Yeah.
So they probably were out here logging at one point,
using oxen.
or training a young team or something.
Well, we're not too far from the road, too. He's got a 40 signal.
That's lead flashing. So
that's what it was.
Yeah, just goes to show you. I don't know how far from the actual road we are right here, but back in the bushes there's a Bud Light can. But lead flashing would likely indicate building material,
right?
Which,
again, we have to look at where we
I
are.
honestly would like to find more of it, because this could be the retreat.
Oh, area. The refreshment area?
No, the retreat
area.
Oh,
the retreat.
But I suppose we should probably...
In hand. Oh, the square nail. Oh. That's promising, though. I mean, that's... Okay, so square nail indicates definitely structure. He's got something else there, too.
It's a buckle.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Iron buckle, steel buckle.
There's some here. Nice. Is this part of the buckle then? Instead of assuming it's a square nail?
Could be, I guess, but almost looks like it's still, it almost looks like leather.
Oh, geez. See that?
Which, it makes me think of like in the area that we're in, it makes me think of like, you know, how golf bags have all those little buckles on them.
Yeah. Look at that. That's really cool. That is a cool find. Wow. Nice one.
Equipment, maybe. Kind of neat.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be a piece of horse tack, but it's pretty small.
That's really cool. Okay.
So you think about this. This was the 1930s. This was a golf course, and now pan around these woods and see how fast.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we're we're getting close to 100 years ago, but still, you would never have any indication that there was anything here. Plus,
Yeah,
it's been
kinda give
logged
you-
probably
this is like-
2 or 3 times since that.
These are very tall trees and a lot of brush, overgrown, dense, thick. Is that a button?
Yeah.
There's a man back there too. And I think he is the man that I saw at Greystone when we were leaving the backside. He has that same mustache. Wanted to know what we're doing here. We have permission to be here. Oh, it's got like marking on it.
Almost like a snap or something, maybe. Doesn't necessarily look like something that
Boy, it's hard to say. Kind of looks like something's in the center of it, but well, we'll take it home and see. Try to clean it up a little bit. We got another one. So Steve having to excavate a little bit of some of the logs that are this is a challenge, but we're finding some things, and there's so much here. We're gonna have to definitely come back in the fall too, when some of this all dies back, and then early spring, and we can get to some of it. There's so many of these holes he's had to dig deep. Right there. I swear I saw something.
just a random hunk of something. Iron of some sort. I didn't expect much out of that because it was a weak signal, but again, out here it's like I feel like digging it is the way to go.
So I'm going to film this as I'm walking to catch up with Steve. So this man that came around, I'm not sure if it's the man that was up on our last video that kind of came out when we were leaving, but this man is I can hear him. he is following us. It feels like he took care of some of this property, like he was some sort of a groundsman too, because he's talking about how it didn't look like this, and he was a part of maintaining it. And I think his name, because I heard, which is very rare for me, but it's almost like his name is Earl or something like that. Earl, Burl, something. I don't know any of the names of people here, and I'm sure they had a huge staff. We're kind of getting closer to what would be the lodge. So, yeah, there were many of them, and he's the one that kind of came up because he wanted to know what we were doing, and did we have permission to be out here? Which I'm kind of having a conversation with him, that we are, and honestly, Steve works for and is a caretaker for the current owner of all this land. So, he absolutely has permission to be out here. Just interesting. But we did find some pretty cool things.
Yeah, including Karen's recent find.
Yep. I almost stepped on it.
I walked over it and Karen found it.